Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. Today on StayTrue Tv, we're getting back into the ATV rear swing arm. So if you've seen the last video, that rear swing arm off of this thing is absolutely written off. It's cracked crazily and very thin material. Apparently it's a common problem with these quad bikes. Now I've been told that I can get brand new part. It is available. But here on the channel, we like a bit of a challenge, and this sounds like one for us. So we're going to have a crack at fabricating our own, maybe going a little bit different style to what's originally on here, see what we can do. We did make a jig in the last video, so we're going to use that jig, fingers crossed, she holds together as we pull it apart. So we're going to go and pull the swing arm out of the jig, make sure everything sits properly. Try putting it back in, make sure everything's still sitting properly. If we're good from there, we're good to make a start. We'll start cutting it up and getting all the bits that we require to keep out of it, and then go from there. Let's get into it. So the first thing we want to know is make sure we pull the swing arm out and this jig stays where it's supposed to stay. So we'll go and disconnect the bolts, undo it all, remove it, and then we'll go and put it back in place, make sure we're still good. Alright, she's out. Moment of truth is we should go back in. Alright guys, so there it is. We managed to get it out. Get it back in, everything's bolted back up perfectly, so I'm pretty sure we're good to go. Now we're going to go start cutting the main body away. First thing I'm going to do is take photos of this thing so I can see the general shape. I don't think we're going to end up in the same general shape. I've got some pretty kooky ideas going on in my head, make this swing arm look a bit cooler, and yeah, let's see what kind of ideas we come up with the materials that I've got to use. So, that being said, let's get cutting. Alright, we've gone and removed it from the frame. Now to get into it. Oh, look at this guys. So just cut her open. Woo-hoo-hoo! Gross! That thing is packed with rust. Wow. Bye-bye. Now the real fun part, trying to get this barrel out without harming it. You ever seen the inside of one of these swing arms? Still more rust coming out. Loads of it in there. Look at that. Still got soil from the last ride. Woohoo! There's the other half. You guilty, eh? Alright, final piece of the puzzle. I have to say I am a little bit worried about this one. I know that's rusted away, or it's just rust growing onto it and clean up, so time will tell. We've got to clean up these welds and stuff off of this, get it back to the state we want it, clean up all this while we're at it, and if that comes to the point where it's too thin to work with, well, then we got some machining of one of these to do up, I guess. Shouldn't be all bad, but we'll see how we go. Well, it's not cleaned up too badly, really. It's all shiny metal, so we've got rid of most of the rust. A little bit thin there. It'll be alright though. Should be able to use this sucker mount onto. So we just still got to go clean up the welds, all the welds, get welds on cuts and everything good on all our mounts. Then we can mount it into our jig, start setting up. Alright guys, gone, cleaned up the bottom weld there. You see I went a little bit deep in some spots. Just nicked through. Just tack that up with a bit of weld before we put it back together. Still got to do the top weld. But for tonight, the wife's just come calling. I'm over and out, and I'll see you tomorrow. So she's all set up in the jig, ready to rock and roll. Now I've just got to work out what exactly I'm doing here. So I've got a range of different materials. So I want to try and sort out whatever I'm doing here, work it out, cut it up. We'll have a bit of a play around with a few different designs, see how we go. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so what I've gone and done is cut out a couple of templates. So I've got some 75 square tube. I'm thinking for the back end there, we're going to bend and twist in nicely. Then we've got some 50 by 50 for the front. It should look something similar to the shape of that. Fingers crossed we can get it like that, nice and curved. And then the other thing I'm going to do is we're going to box in this area here to protect the pipe, the main drive pipe. So we'll get some again, maybe some 75 by 75, and what we'll do is kind of box it, so it boxes it all in, and then we weld the whole thing together from there as well for extra support and strength. Hopefully, fingers crossed, she comes up looking pretty smick. So let's go ahead and see how we go from there. We want to try and do it nice. We put a radius in here so it comes around nice and curved. Try and keep it looking relatively tidy and nice. So let's see how we go with that. I haven't attempted a bend like this before, but if it works, I'll chuck the link of the YouTube channel that I found it from in my description, so anyone else can go and check out their work. Looks pretty cool, their video, so let's see how it turns out for us. Okay, so the next thing I want to try and achieve is working out the distance between the angle there and what I need to be to this pipe. So the idea is to measure this gap here, hopefully cut that much off in a little bit, and we will end up in the right spot, fingers crossed. So that's that all tacked in. We're not finished with it. We're still to come back and re-weld or go over everything with weld. And what we're going to do is try and get the other parts sorted out, and then we'll come back to it all and just weld it all as one. So let's try and get one of these 50mm arms around this side now. Alright, as you can see, we've gone and made the smaller arm now, sitting in there beautifully. What we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to weld this joint along inside here, get that welded on, and then we're going to bring this one in over here, sit that in like that, and then weld that along the outside of this. Just tack weld that in, so that's all ready to go, and then hopefully by the time we get that one done, we'll be able to start putting this one in, and hopefully it's all going to start coming together. We'll be able to start welding it up. Then once we've done that, we're going to make a box cover to go over the top of the actual cylinder itself. So let's continue on, keep moving. Alright, let's go get this last leg done. Alright, so now what we're going to do is go and weld what we can of this up, and once we've got that, we're going to go and make a case to cover up the centre section, and hopefully we should be starting to look sweet. Pretty much welded up. We've still got a couple of little spots that I can't quite get to with the jig, and I don't want to remove this before it cools down. So we're just going to let that cool down itself in its own time. So the next thing we've got to do is I'm going to make a cover to sit over the top of this and go underneath and connect, and then we'll seal the ends, and then that way all that pipe, the drive pipe, is all protected and give it a bit more strength in that center section. So let's get into that. Getting very close now, guys. Just got to cap the ends of the box section, both sides. Then once it cools, just got a couple of welds to do around the bushings. And she should be sweet. Give a bit of a clean up. Start getting it painted up. New bushes. Start getting the back swing arm back together. Alright guys. So we're going to leave that there tonight, let that cool. There's a couple of welds around the framework that I can't get to around the jig. But by the time this is cooled down, we should be good enough to pull it out. And there are only a couple of little welds, so hopefully, well, I wouldn't imagine it would distort the job at all. So she's looking pretty, not too bad. I'm pretty chuffed with it myself actually. I know the welds aren't the flashiest, but they'll definitely hold the job in, do what we want it to do. Fingers crossed we can bolt this thing back in once it's got the new bushes in, and she slides straight in and works just like a genuine. Fingers crossed. But for now, we'll see you tomorrow. Right, so last night ended up going ahead and cutting up a few profile cuts out of cardboard, so I know what we need for the radiuses. So we've got the drive side, we've got the axle side. Now I've got this cut out that we're just going to stick inside of the swing arm mount here, just for a bit extra strength. So let's go ahead, get them cut out, welded in place. Once they're welded in place, we can pull the jig out, the swing arm out of the jig, weld up the other side where we couldn't get to with the jig on, and then start cleaning this thing up a little bit and get it ready for paint. Alright guys, that's just about going to do it for this. So that's pretty much ready just to give a bit more of a clean up, get some primer on it, get it painted black, and should come up looking sweet. Gone ahead and taken all the cover welds off that I didn't need, that were just sealing where I'd cut and stuff like that. All the support welds I've left on there. No, not too bad. Obviously a decent boilermaker would have done a nicer job, but as long as it does the job that we want it to do, we should be laughing with this. So we'll go through quickly and just try it on the bike, see what it looks like, and then we'll call it up. Now I'm not going to go and bolt it or anything, I'm just going to hang it in here, get a bit of a look at, see what it's looking like on the bike. It's not looking too bad at all actually. That's looking pretty good. That should bolt in not too badly. It goes into the mounts, no dramas. We get our rubber boot going over the drive. Hopefully the axle and diff all match up perfectly. But I am chuffed with that. That's looking tough as. Alright guys, for this video we are done. The swing arm is together, looking smicko, ready for some paint. In the next video, that's what we'll be doing, is getting some paint on that swing arm, getting all the axle and diff assembly back together, and getting it mounted in the bike. Fingers crossed by that stage we've got our rear shocker, so we should be able to mount that as well, and get this sucker back down on 4 wheels. Thank you so much for the people watching the channel and supporting the channel. It is very much appreciated. We do have a Facebook page and an Instagram page. If you're interested, get on there, get on and have a look. I'll post up things that are happening on the channel before it actually reaches the channel. We look forward to seeing you in the next StayTrue TV Kodiak build. Stay safe and we'll catch you next time.